Hey, what is up, everybody? I'm here to give you an unplanned video today, but, I feel like I need to kind of give you this video. Um, giving you this video because, as you can tell, from the title down below, it's called The Top 25 Superstars of the New Millennium Thoughts. Now, if you wonder what this is about, I was just on WWE.com, and they posted, the top 25 superstars of the new millennium, and I figured I would kind of sit here and talk about them. And if you don't know what the new millennium is, I think it's 2000 all the way to now. So we're just going to have to wait and see how it is. So it's going to be from 25 to 1. That's usually how they do it. So let's see who number 1 is. So let's start with 25. Number 25 is Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's kind of weird. He's like one of the greatest superstars, of all time. He was like the face of the Attitude Era. But I think that might be why he was like more of a top star in the 90s. And he really wasn't, that big. Like, he was a pretty big star, but he wasn't, like, around the new millennium is when he kind of took off. In 2000 he was there. 2001 is when he joined the alliance with Vince McMahon and all that. 2002, that's when he kind of walked out. Then 2003, he had his last match with The Rock, and then he's just been kind of there for guest appearances, so I can understand why he'd be 25. As of right now, I don't know who's on the top of the list, but right now, 25, I can understand that if that's what they're going by. But this could all be rigged, but I'm just saying, I'm just going off what I'm... Number 24 is Lita. I don't think she should be higher than Stone Cold Steve Austin, but this makes sense. I think Lita won the Women's Championship in 2000. In 2004, her and Trish Stratus main evented Raw for the Women's Championship. She was with Matt Hardy. She was with Kane. She was with Edge. So I can understand that. But I don't think she should be higher than Stone Cold. And then number 23 is the Miz. This makes sense. Just, I can understand why he's on this list. I don't think he should be higher than Stone Cold. I think Stone Cold should be... I think Stone Cold should definitely be higher. But Miz came in 2006. We thought he was just going to be like he came in as a reality superstar. He came in through Tough Enough. We thought he was just going to be nothing. We thought he was just going to be like wasted away. But then he ended up sticking around. He became WWE Tag Team Champions with John Morrison. He dropped those. He became the two-time United States champion. Him and Big Show as Show Miz won the Unified World Tag Team Championships. And then he won the Money in the Bank ladder match while he was U.S. champion. And then he cashed it in, became the WWE champion. And then he main evented WrestleMania with John Cena. And then he went on, and then he kind of lost. No, then he lost it. And then he kind of fell back down a little bit. He's just kind of in the mid card right now. I don't think he's ever going to get back up to the main event level, but he's in the mid card. And right now he's going on to win Intercontinental Championship, to win the Intercontinental Championship and Tag Team Championships and stuff like that. So I can understand why Miz is on this list. He doesn't deserve to be higher than Stone Cold, but next is Booker T. And Booker T came in from WCW, World Championship Wrestling, as the WCW champion. And then he dropped it, and then he kind of floundered. He won the World Tag Team Championships from time to time. He won it with Goldust. He won it with Rob Van Dam. And then he went on in 2006. And then from time to time he main evented pay-per-views. He definitely should have won the World Heavyweight Championship in 2003 at WrestleMania 19 against Triple H, but that didn't happen. And then in 2006, he went on to win the King of the Ring tournament. And then he went on to beat Rey Mysterio for the World Heavyweight Championship. And then he kind of left, and now he's doing commentary. So I can understand why he's on this list. I don't think he should be higher than Stone Cold Steve Austin, but I can understand why he's on this list. Number 21 is Trish Stratus. I can understand this. She's a 7-time women's champion. She walked out of the company as a women's champion, so I can understand this. Not really a lot to say here. I think she deserves. I don't think she deserves to be higher than Stone Cold. Number 20 is Jeff Hardy, and after in the 2000s, Jeff Hardy really started to take off. Him and Matt Hardy of the Hardys won the World Tag Team Championships around this point. Then he went on to he beat Triple H on SmackDown in 2001 to become the new Intercontinental Champion. And then he went on, he won the IC title multiple times. He won the World Tag Team Championships with Matt Hardy. He had an amazing WrestleMania moment where he put Edge through the ladder, which I thought was amazing. And then at WrestleMania 23, and then he went on, he won the WWE Championship in Armageddon in 2008, which was a long journey, which I thought was awesome. And then eventually on the line, he won the World Heavyweight Championship from Edge and CM Punk twice before he eventually left the WWE, went on to join TNA. I don't think he should be higher than Stone Cold by any stretch of the imagination, but it is what it is, I guess. Number 19 is Eddie Guerrero. I can understand this. He went on to win the European Championship in 2000. He went on to win... Are you fucking serious? Hold on 1 second, I gotta do something. But Eddie Guerrero, he went on to win But Eddie Guerrero went on to win. He went on to win the European Championship from Chris Jericho. He won the WWE Tag Team Championships on multiple occasions against with Chavo Guerrero. And then he went on to win the United States Championship, and he was actually the first ever United States Championship when the WWE brought it in, so that's kind of cool. And then he went on to beat Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship, so I can totally understand why Eddie Guerrero's on this list. I don't know if he deserves to be higher than Stone Cold, but, it is what it is. I have to get back to it now because something popped up, if you heard. Yeah, so I'm just scrolling. Okay, so number 19 was Eddie Guerrero. Number 18 was The Shield, which consists of Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins. I can totally understand this because The Shield came in 2012 and dominated everybody. They took out Ryback, they took out Randy Orton, they took out everybody. They took out everybody. They took out Team Hell No, which consists of Kane and Daniel Bryan. Then they went on to Tables, Ladders, and Chairs, TLC in 2012 in a TLC match to beat Ryback and Team Hell No in the first ever match, which was awesome. And then they continued to reign their dominance. They took out Sheamus, and they took out The Rock, which was really cool. And then they went on at Elimination Chamber 2013 when it was John Cena, Ryback, and Sheamus, the three beasts, the three gods of WWE, and they beat them. They beat Ryback, John Cena, and Sheamus. That's a team right there. And you thought going into it that the Shield was gonna lose that match, but they won, which was awesome. And then they went on. They went on to beat the next night to beat the team of Sheamus, Ryback, and Chris Jericho, which was pretty cool. And then they went on to take out. They went on to take out the Big Show, with the triple power bomb, which was really impressive. And then they went on the WrestleMania 29, the first ever WrestleMania match, to beat Big Show, Randy Orton, and Sheamus, which was really cool. And then they went on. They beat the Brothers of Hell, which I like to call it that team because it's Kane, Undertaker, and Daniel Bryan, and I call it that team because it's the Brothers of Destruction and Team Hell No mixed into a tag team name. And then they went on to take out the Undertaker on the following SmackDown, and then they continued to remain that undefeated streak, have solid 6-man tag team matches. They beat the teams of John Cena and Team Hell No, so that was really cool. And then they went on. They at Extreme Rules 2013, every member of the Shield was holding a championship. Dean Ambrose beat Kofi Kingston for the United States Championship, and Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins beat Team Hell No for the WWE Tag Team Championships, and they went on to hold those championships. They continued to reign supreme, and then eventually they joined up with Triple H and their whole authority gimmick. Him and Stephanie McMahon and Randy Orton, they joined up with them, continued to beat down superstars, and then eventually they went on to, Roman Reigns in the Shield, who had the most eliminations in a Royal Rumble match. They were really pushing Roman Reigns. The Shield teamed up with the Real Americans, which consisted of Antonio Cesaro and Jack Swagger, to beat the Rhodes Brothers, Cody Rhodes and Goldust, Jimmy and Jay, the Usos, and Rey Mysterio in the traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series match, when the Shield and the Real Americans won that match by Roman Reigns being like the sole survivor and pinning 4 of 5 members of that team. So then they went on. They had the epic match at Elimination Chamber of 2014 against the Wyatt family, which consists of Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, and Eric Rowan. And then they went on at WrestleMania 30 to face Kane and the New Age corporate Kane and the New Age Outlaws, which consists of the Road Dogg Jesse James and the Badass Billy Gunn. They beat them. They beat them in quick fashion, and then they went on. They ended up turning face. Well, they were already kind of turning face, but they really turned face. They ended up having that awesome feud with Evolution, which consists, in 2014 anyways, of Triple H, Batista, and Randy Orton. And they went on to beat them. They beat them at Extreme Rules, and then they beat them at Payback in a no-holds-barred elimination match, 6-man tag team match, and they actually won in a clean sweep. None of the Shield members got eliminated, which was really cool. And then eventually Seth Rollins killed the Shield. He turned on the Shield. So I thought, I can totally agree why the Shield's on this list. I don't know. I would still think Stone Cold's accomplished more, but I can understand why they're on this list. Next is number 17 is Rob Van Dam. I can get this too. Rob Van Dam came in 2001. He was a member of the Alliance, which consisted of a lot of people, like from WCW and ECW, which didn't really go that well. And he went on. He won the Hardcore Championship, and then eventually, in 2002, at WrestleMania 18, he beat William Regal for the Intercontinental Championship. And then he just kind of continued. He ended up wrestling Triple H for the World Heavyweight Championship multiple times, and then they just kind of kept pushing him. He won the IC Championship multiple times. He won the Tag Team Championships with Booker T. He won the World Tag Team Championships. He won the WWE Tag Team Championships with Rey Mysterio. And then eventually in 2006, he went on at WrestleMania 22 to win the Money in the Bank ladder match, and he is the first ever superstar to cash in. And then he won the IC title too while he was holding the Money in the Bank contract. And then he was the first superstar ever at an WWE ECW One Night Stand 2006 to ever fairly cash in the Money in the Bank contract. And he cashed it in on John Cena, won the WWE Championship, and now he's the first and only superstar to ever hold the WWE Championship and ECW Championship. ECW stands for Extreme Championship Wrestling, by the way. But he's the first one to ever do that. And then eventually, he lost all those titles, and then he just kind of, was there. And then he came back in 2013, and, he's just to be there. But I think RVD. I don't think he deserves to be ahead of Stone Cold, but I think RVD deserves to be on this list. Number 16, CM Punk. CM Punk came in 2006, and he came in. He was just kind of like the rookie. He came in and he competed in that Extreme Elimination Chamber match for the ECW Championship, which he was actually supposed to win, but there was some booking backstage that made it not happen. Then eventually in 2007 he beat John Morrison for the ECW Championship. That was his first big championship win. He held that title until like January, and then he went on to WrestleMania. Well, at WrestleMania 23 he had originally competed in the Money in the Bank ladder match, and he did really well in that match. And he was the first ever ECW superstar to compete in the Money in the Bank ladder match. And then he went on and at WrestleMania 24 to win the Money in the Bank ladder match, which was really cool. And then he went on, he cashed it in against Edge and won his first ever World Heavyweight Championship. And then he held that title until September. And then he went on to win the World Tag Team Championships with Kofi Kingston. He beat Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase Jr. And then he went on. He ended up losing. They ended up losing him. And then in 2009, he ended up beating William Regal for the Intercontinental Championship. And then he ended up losing that. He held it for about a month. And then he went on at WrestleMania 25 for the second year in a row to win the Money in the Bank ladder match. And he's the only superstar to ever do it 2 years in a row. He's the first ever and only superstar to win 2 consecutive Money in the Bank ladder matches. And then he went on to cash it in against Jeff Hardy at Extreme Rules, and he held that title. And then he held it until like around July. And then in August, he beat Jeff Hardy in a tables, ladders, and chairs match at SummerSlam and won the World Heavyweight Championship. And then he held it until about October. And then he just kind of was, he kind of floundered for a while. And then eventually he became the voice of then he became the leader of the Straight Edge Society, which consisted of himself, Luke Gallows, Serena, and Joseph Mercury, who's now, or just Joey Mercury, whatever you want to call him. And then eventually he went on to hold, then eventually they dropped that. Then he became the leader of the New Nexus, which consisted of himself, Husky Harris, Michael McGillicuddy, David Otunga, and Mason Ryan. And then eventually he became number 1 contender by beating Rey Mysterio and Alberto Del Rio in a triple threat match. And he announced that, and then he became voice of the Voiceless. He cut that epic pipe bomb. He announced that he was going to leave the WWE. He became the voice of the Voiceless. And then on July 17th, 2011, at Money in the Bank, he beat John Cena to win his first ever WWE Championship. And that was really cool. And he is the first and only member of the new Nexus, or the Nexus at all, to win a major championship. So that's a pretty big. Those are pretty big accomplishments right there. And then he left the company. He came back 8 days later, which I don't agree with. I think they should have dragged that out a little longer. And then he had the champion versus champion match. John Cena versus CM Punk with Triple H as the special guest referee. And they had that match. CM Punk won that. He became like the undisputed champion. And then he held that title just until Del Rio cashed it in. And then at Survivor Series 2011, he beat Alberto Del Rio to win back the WWE Championship. And then he held that title for 434 days, beating the likes of Chris Jericho, Kane, Daniel Bryan, John Cena, Ryback. You know, he just kind of went. He held that title for 434 days, which was absolutely awesome. And then he ended up wrestling The Undertaker for his streak at WrestleMania. He ended up having that whole Brock Lesnar feud, and then he kind of, walked out of the company. So I can understand why CM Punk totally made this list. I don't know if he should be higher than Stone Cold, but that might just be being biased. Number 15 is The Big Show. Oh, Big Show. He was the WWF champion. He was the first WWE champion. He was the first WWE champion of this millennium because he lost it, that the first day in the millennium. Then he what else did he do? He won the Hardcore Championship. He beat Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. He won some tag team championships here and there. He held them with the Kane, Miz, Chris Jericho. I'm not going in any order, by the way. Undertaker. Actually, that's not in the millennium, so my bad. He went on. He became the World Heavyweight Champion twice, the WWE Champion, ECW Champion, and he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Won the U.S. title, so he pretty much has hold every title ever. He definitely doesn't deserve to be higher than Stone Cold. CM Punk, I totally don't agree with that. Number 16, though. Number 14 is Kane. Kane came in. He won the Hardcore Championship in 2001. He's pretty much the guy that's been there for a while. He's been there. He was not just Kane. He was Fake Diesel and Isaac Yankem. So he's wrestled. He's been there for a while. So is Big Show. I didn't mention that. He's been there for a while. And he's held the WCW World Tag Team Championships with Undertaker, the World Tag Team Championships with Big Show. He's won the ECW Championship. He won the Money in the Bank ladder match, and then he's the first ever superstar to cash it in that same night. So that's pretty impressive. And yeah, Kane's just, he was in Team Hell No. He won the World Tag Team Championships with LVD. So I think I can see why Kane, he's been there for a while too. So I don't know if Kane deserves to be higher than Stone Cold. Number 13 is Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle, 2001, won the World Wrestling Federation Championship. Then he went on, in 2000, he won the WWE Championship, and then he had amazing matches, and he's won like the IC Championship. He's held the European Championship and IC Championship at the same time, and he's had amazing matches with like Eddie Guerrero, Brock Lesnar, really good matches. And yeah, I just totally agree. I can't even really describe how much I agree with this, so I don't really think I need to. So number 12 is Chris Jericho, first ever undisputed champion, 9-time Intercontinental champion. That just says it all right there. So Batista, I don't agree with that. I don't think Batista should be ahead of Chris Jericho. I don't think he should be up as high as he is. But he came in 2005. Well, 2002. He went into Evolution with Ric Flair because Ric Flair was also in Evolution. He won the World Tag Team Championships with Ric Flair. Then he went on in 2005, won the Royal Rumble, and then he beat Triple H for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 21. He beat him 3 times consecutively, which no one can really say that often. He hold that title. He's the longest rated World Heavyweight Champion in history. Then eventually he had to relinquish it, and then he came back, beat Ken Booker at Survivor Series in 2006 for the World Heavyweight Championship. And then he held it until WrestleMania 23, and then he won the World Heavyweight Championship again from the Great Khali in Unforgiven 2006. That also included Rey Mysterio in that match. And then he dropped it at a couple months later. Then he went on to win the WWE Championship from Randy Orton. 2 times, and then he went on to win the WWE Championship again in 2010. And then he won. Then he left for 4 years. Came back, won the Royal Rumble, main event in WrestleMania, and all that shit. He should have even won the Rumble in 2014, but he fucking did. Number 10 is Rey Mysterio. I can totally get this. He's an underdog. He won the Cruiserweight Championship. He won the Tag Team Championships. He lasted the longest in a Royal Rumble match. It lasted an hour and something minutes, and then he won the Royal Rumble match in 2006, won the World Heavyweight Championship, and then he went on, won the IC Championship a couple times, and then he went on to win the World Heavyweight Championship again, won the WWE Championship again. So I can totally get why Rey Mysterio is on this list. Next is number 9 is Daniel Bryan. Totally understand this. He's won every title there is to hold in WWE. He wrestled 2 matches in one night at WrestleMania, which no one can really say. So Daniel Bryan totally deserves to be on this list. He's pretty much accomplished everything there is to do in WWE. Just, Number 8 is Randy Orton. I can totally get this. Randy Orton is like the face of the WWE. He's the first ever WWE World Heavyweight Champion to hold both belts. So I totally get why Randy Orton. He's a former IC champion. He's like a former 9-time world champion, or I think he is. So totally get it. Totally get it. Number 7, Brock Lesnar. He conquered the Undertaker streak. That's all I really need to say. And he fucking destroyed John Cena at SummerSlam. So he's a beast. Number 6, The Rock. I don't think The Rock deserves to be higher than Stone Cold. I think Stone Cold and The Rock should be at like the same level. So now I can't even make that argument anymore because The Rock left in 2003. 2004. You didn't hear from The Rock from the in WWE at all, and then all of a sudden he just comes and he's higher than Stone Cold, and Stone Cold at least made appearances here and there. The Rock didn't show up unless it was via satellite, so I totally don't get this. Now, number 5, Shawn Michaels. He came in, he returned from a back injury and won a match against Triple H, and then he won the Elimination Chamber match, and then he's gone on, and he's pretty much had a great career. That's pretty much all you need. He returned from a back injury after 4 years. And number 4 is Edge. I can totally get this. First ever superstar to cash in the Money in the Bank cheaply, the way everybody does it now. And he's a multi-time world champion, WWE champion, so I totally get it. Tag team champion, Intercontinental champion, so I totally get why Edge is in this list. Number 3 is Triple H. He's won in NXT. He was a 13-time world champion. He's former IC champion, world tag team champion. Totally get it. Unified champion, unified tag team champion. Number 2, The Undertaker. He had the undefeated streak, and he's been there for a while. And he's been there the longest, I think. Number 1 is John Cena. Fucking bullshit. Doesn't deserve to be on this list. I know he's the face of the WWE, but over The Undertaker, Stone Cold, Steve Austin, and The Rock, fucking bullshit. That just proves that they're in love with John Cena. John Cena's not the greatest of all time. That's fucking bullshit. Tell me otherwise. But that's my video. I know I kind of talked fast at the end, but I got sick of talking. Overall, I'm going to leave this link in the description box down below. Tell me if you agree whether or not with this list. I agree with it somewhat, and I don't agree with it. So that's pretty much it, guys. See you later.